Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and in this video I'm just going to show you how to do a quick nail chip repair just using dip powder and dip liquids. No tea bags, no tips, no nothing. Just strictly clear dip powder and dip liquids. So as you can see, the right corner of my thumbnail, I was literally throwing something in the garbage and of course hit it just right on the edge of the garbage can. So just the corner broke off, but instead of redoing my whole nail, I'm just going to show you how to do a quick repair. And what I use is literally three things: clear dip powder. So I'm using DP90 Crystal Clear from Sparkle & Co. Sparkle & Co. Base Bond and Solidify. No top coat needed. And I'm also using an orange stick. So first, all I'm going to do is take a little bit of Base Bond and I'm going to put it right on the edge where I broke it. Right on that little, where you can see that little dip where it's broken. I'm going to put it just right there in that spot and dip it straight into the clear powder. Tap off your extra powder and then going to go right in with a little bit more. And what we're going to do is just try to build that corner out. So put it into the clear again, and as you can see, it kind of bubbles, like leaves a little bubble. So this is where I take my orange stick and I just roll the powder towards the tip. So it's similar method, like if you were to use like acrylic, how you're kind of mixing the base, like the liquid with the powder, but obviously it's base bond and clear dip powder. So once it's wet on there, you can kind of push it and move it where you want it. So I'm just building up that corner. And don't worry if it's bulky, we will be filing it. Okay, so same thing, and I'm just using the orange stick to push it into position. It's not going to be perfect, that's why we're going to file and all that, but it's definitely moldable, if that makes sense, until it hardens. So just kind of push it into position where you want it to go. As you can see, I'm kind of shaping it too, so it's not like flared down or laying down. I want it to obviously be as even as possible with the nail that's currently there. And then I'm going to brush off the little bit of extra powder and do the same thing again. Any little spots I missed on the side, it wasn't very even, so that's all I'm doing is adding a little bit of base on the side, dipping into my clear again, and then I'm going to take my brush and just brush off the extra powder and shape it a little bit more, kind of flatten it out as much as possible. As you can see, just making it even. And sorry if you hear noise in the background, my little one's eating a popsicle next to me, so you might hear him a little bit, but anyway, just taking that orange stick and kind of shaping it. And I'm doing the same thing. As you can see, it goes in. It's not completely straight on the edge. So just doing that again, brushing off my extra so I can see, going back in and trying to make it as even as possible with my orange stick. As you can see, kind of like it's easy to shape when it's on there. Getting rid of that little extra bit right there. Brushing off, I added a lot of extra clear powder on my skin, but brushing off everything. And this clear, you're going to see how clear it is. Like every time you move it, or if I don't brush it off really well between coats, like as you saw, sometimes I just put, oh, now I'm going in with my solidify. Do solidify on both sides, because just to make sure it's completely coated, solidify on the bottom half and on the top half. That way it soaks through that whole thing, because obviously there's no nail under it for that strength. Soak it and solidify. But what I was getting at is the clear. It is so clear, like you'll see in the after picture how clear that corner is. It looks like it has a tiny bit of bubbles in it because I didn't brush off the clear really well between applying more base bond. I did, base bond clear, put a little more base bond on clear, and went back and forth with it. But it's so clear. Best clear I've ever used. That's why I got the big 6-ounce tub, which is available online. There we go. And now I'm going to wait about 30 seconds. No, I give this one more like a minute. That way it can make sure it's hardened all the way through. And side note, if anybody is interested in any of these products, I will link them in the description of the video. They're my favorite dip company out there. Sorry, I was kind of trying to focus the camera right here, so it's a little weird part, but yes. Oh, so now that I'm solidified, my solidify's hardened, as you can see, nice and somewhat even. I have to shape it, the edges, and I'm going to file it smooth and buff it as smooth as possible. But what I'm saying is, in the description of the video, I will show you how, like, for Sparkle & Co., if you order for the first time, you can type in my name in the notes at checkout to earn a $9 credit, and you can use code SPARKLE10 for 10% off your purchase. And you can use that code all the time, and it's always free shipping over $25 in the US. And then subscription bag signups open on June 20th for July's bag. And if you sign up for a bag $29.99 or higher, there's 8 different levels to choose from, and use my name, you'll get an $18 credit. So I'll put all that info in the description. The clear powder and the dip liquids, I will add all of that into the description as well. There's 3 different size clears you can buy. You can buy the little mini jar, which is 0.25 ounces, a 1 ounce jar, or a 6 ounce jar. And I go through clear so often that it was beneficial to buy the 6 ounce. And you can always depot it into smaller jars, which is nice. But here I'm just filing and shaping. This right here is my little trick on how to get the perfect flat square nail, is hold your nail up against the table and file straight across. It kind of works as a guide to get a nice even thing. That way you're, it's not kind of wonky. One side's higher than the other. This way they're all nice and even all the way across the tip. And just buff it as much as you need to. I'm just trying to make sure that I don't have any like rough ridges around the edge of the nail. There is a little bit of a bubble on the underside from where the powder laid. That just buff off as much as you want. As you can see right there, it's really wide at that spot. So right now I'm just filing the underside of that nail to try to get it flatter. Not like super thin, but just so it's the same thickness all the way across the entire nail. And as you can see, these are, like my thumb especially, where it broke, these are my natural nails. But obviously that corner is not natural. That corner is dip powder. But this way is awesome. You could probably extend your entire nail this way. I have, for like corners or my nails that have a really strong natural C curve. And sometimes I don't like that. I like them to be a little bit flatter than that. So what I'll do is go in with a little bit of base bond and solidifies on the corners like that and make it so it's, if it makes sense, so they're a little more flat looking, more square versus like super C curved, to where like it would be more coffin shaped. I like them to be square. So on the top as well, you can feel where the dip powder is connecting to the nail. So I'm just filing that smooth and just making sure the tip of the nail is as straight as possible. Make sure my corners are nice and pointed. Just getting underneath right there to make sure there's no bubble or flares. And also with this, sometimes I'll go over, once I put that all on, I will go over with 1 full dip of clear, just to make it as even as possible. But for this, since it was just a corner, I decided not to go over it with clear. I did get it nice and smooth, and you'll see that at the end. I'll show you a close-up picture of the finished result. I don't know. It's just an easy little hack. That way you don't have to whip out a tea bag to fill in the corner. You don't have to, soak off and put on a new tip. You don't have to do anything like that. You can literally just use a little bit of base bond and dip powder. No extra products needed, which is really nice. And it holds up. Like, it'll hold up. Obviously, if you soak off, that part's going to soak off too, because it's dip powder. I use peel base. So this is my clear layer, as you can see. So I'll put peel base right on top of this, and I'll record a video. My next video will probably be a manicure. So you'll see, it'll be exactly after this process, the peel base and my manicure. And you'll see in that video that I'm just doing peel base and a manicure right on top of it. It'll stay on here until I soak them off or until it grows out. So no need to redo it. This is going to last for a while. And right now I'm just buffing it as smooth as I can. I don't want there to be any like ridge or funky line connecting that corner to the rest of the nail. I want it to be as smooth as possible. And plus, using peel base, the smoother the surface of the nail, in my opinion, the better that the peel base works. Because if you buff your natural nail and then do peel base, that rough surface, that peel base is going to adhere to it really well, and it's going to be harder to remove, depending on how oily your nail beds and stuff are as well. Lots of factors into it. But for me, I do it over clear. It works better. Smooth finish. The peel base pops off super easy. It doesn't like hold on or have anywhere to really grip into. So just a tip as well. And plus, I just like, who doesn't like their nails smooth? I feel like that's kind of the point, unless you're intentionally doing like a sugared nail or something. So I'm just buffing it with not a brand new buffer block. This one I've used a couple times, which is what I like too. I feel like it's not removing any product. It's just smoothing it out. So that's that. And once you're all buffed and smooth, you're going to apply your solidify one more time. I'm just doing it to the whole nail. Just because, no specific reason, but getting a little bit on the underside too to make sure it soaks through that whole repaired area. Nice thick coat, and you can do as much as you want. I'm not top coating this because I will be doing a peel base and manicure over it. But here you have it. I'm trying to make it so you can see, but see how clear that corner is? Like, super clear. Love Sparkle Enclosed Clear Dip Powder. But yeah. So just a short little video on exactly how I do my little corner repairs. And you can do that with cracks too. If you crack a nail, just do a dip of clear over it. But here's the final result. The repaired square nail ready for a dip manicure on top. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Please like and subscribe to my channel and let me know what you would like to see. Deuces and smooches.